Hello, welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to be showing what I have started in this world. I have a lot planned for. Right here is just my starter house. Got a few farms going over here. Auto chicken farm, enchantment table. I'm going to go get a closer view of that. But I'm gonna go over here, and there's a section that I actually mined out. So it was a full-on mountain right here, just a continuation of these walls, and I mined it all out. The plan is to make kind of like a land bridge over that, and then this area here, covered up by the gas at the moment, but this area here is going to be a canal to get into this area inside. I found this seed on Instagram. I just thought it was really cool. I watch One Piece, and the idea for this world is to make it kind of like Wano. So I think I'm gonna put like a mega base right up here, and then along the inside I'm gonna put port and villages, buildings. There's more going on inside these caves too, so it'd be pretty cool to build buildings inside of the caves. I actually haven't flown through here on the gas. This is kind of cool. Really need to make the end, but kind of waiting until I upgrade my armor before I do all of that. And I don't really have a good XP farm at the moment, so just to get all my enchantments. So the plan for up here, I will end up clearing out these trees, and I'll have some more cherry blossom, probably custom trees, as well as really big temple, kind of like Japanese, Asian-inspired castle. But so far, I've just built this little house, and then the area over there. I've been working over on this side. This thing is so slow. Just laughing because of how slow it moves. Alright, so over here, I just got rid of a ton of trees, and I started making some dirt, like putting dirt down, making some fields. I want to have wheat fields over here, but I got rid of what I had. Just, it's a very hard terrain to terraform because there isn't any grass. Like, this patch of dirt and grass is what I've placed, and it's very, I don't know how to describe it. It looks like you took some TNT and blew it up. So the plan is to have dirt, grass, and moss across here with a pathway. I'm gonna go park. started the pathway here. I'm not sure I like this. I might end up changing that. I'm probably gonna move it to go more over here. And then we'll go through past the villager trading hall. Actually, I'm gonna sleep in there. So the plan is to cover most of this area with grass and moss, and probably going to use leaves and just try and make it look very green, and put in some cherry and pine, acacia trees. Might attempt to make some custom trees. I haven't really made any custom trees yet, but this is the only other building I've really built here. This is kind of just like a farm storage area because I figured this will be farmland. And at some point, I'm gonna expand all the way out here and make one, probably like farms and stuff like that. Because the goal is to make what would kind of be like a self-sufficient city. And if anyone's watched One Piece, it's got guano art. You know, it's a very isolated area, and before Kaido took over, it was pretty peaceful. So I'd like to kind of make something like that. I do have like some lore in mind for it. I kind of went crazy and just placed a bunch of bamboo trees because this is all mesa, so there, besides like those oak trees up there, there really wasn't any trees or any green or anything. It was just kind of dull. I'm probably gonna have to clear out a lot of this and reorganize it. I just spent like 2 hours just clearing out a whole bunch of stuff I had planted here. I'm gonna come up here. So here's my little gas stable. Just some small farms set up right now. Nothing crazy, but it's just helping to trade get XP and stack up some books. It's the humble home base. I don't love the way that it looks. It was very limited when I first started making it because there's really not a lot of blocks in Mesa. I don't love just using terracotta blocks to make buildings, like especially small ones. You can't pair it with it just gets really hard to make something. But it makes do. Did make this little area for the axolotls, but tend to just build one section for some reason. Try not to. You get the point. Little axolotl thing. And then over here, you have to cook chicken. Pretty efficient. Not very humane, but it's okay. Another spot I'm actually kind of proud of. Really good at night. I do have a pack on for shaders, and the sky looks really cool behind it. So I'm gonna come back to that one at nighttime. Okay, so over here is to make the land bridge, and then kind of like a canal with like a checkpoint, maybe a gate to get in, something like that. Then I'm gonna make some ships that can pass through here. That's why I made it so big, is so that I could make it realistic that the ships that were coming in could actually get through here. I'm not gonna lie, I have died a couple times just from falling down here. I do have like a little canal, but it was moved yesterday, which was like the first time I got back on this world in a minute, and I fell right here. It was awesome. I just got a little mine going over here. You know, but there's, what is it called? Ancient temple, ancient the stuff with all the shulker around it. No, not shulker. I can't speak right now. The sculk sensors. The deep dark down there. So it has been kind of annoying, just because I'm not really prepared to fight the warden right now. But I've been using this area to plant mangrove trees. These things suck, but the wood is so good. Like in the villager trading hall, the entire mangrove. I think that's probably the coolest looking thing that I've built on here so far, is that building, especially the roof. Really want to get Elytra, because this Badlands, whatever you want to call it, goes on for so far. It's actually pretty funny. When I first got to this spot and I went to go look for more resources, I went in the two directions where it's nothing but Badlands, when I believe right over there you get to other biomes. But of course I have to go through the entire Badlands before I can find something else. I couldn't believe for how far it's just orange everywhere. And another thing with picking this scene is I've never really built a Badlands before, so that was part of the challenge. I think it has some pros, like this view looks cool, especially with the colors of the terracotta. But I mean, sometimes it just looks like mountains. So, pros and cons. But then, like, it's such a love-hate. Like, it's weird colors and it looks kind of unnatural. But when you're not specifically looking at it, it works. If that makes sense. But let me get a more detailed view of the roof. I think I did this roof like 3 times before I got it how I wanted. I'm not exactly sure what style of roof this is, but because I'm loosely basing this around One Piece, I'm just gonna call it Japanese. I'm sure that's not entirely accurate. Oh well. And then last night, I finally got around to finishing this building, which I'd made the circle around ground, and then last night I decided to build it, and I'm actually pretty happy with how this roof turned out as well. Let's see if I can get this first try. Oh my god. I kept on doing this last night. So I'd be able to get it fine, and then I'd just go to do it again, and I'd try it like 5 times in a row and had no success. But I do really like this shading. I've used this palette before a lot in some other worlds that I've played on. Not necessarily using the dark spots as like shading, but I am a little bit. I just think it's a cool assortment of blocks to use. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this all the bamboo block. I might try and add in some maybe birch. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I could find another block that the texture is similar and the color is similar besides birch. But birch might be too white. But anyways, this is a little farmhouse. And then I think the last thing I'm going to do is just show the enchantment setup in the dark. But it's quite a challenge, even like trying to think of what to do for all this area, because it drops down so far, and I'd like to make it more of a I don't know, not so steep, but then I might just do like kind of a rocky drop off. Really don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I just want to make it look natural, I guess. Yeah, I love this view, especially when the moon gets to be like over here. I think I'm gonna get distant horizons so that this is always visible, because a lot of the time I'll be over here and it just unloads that area, or like back there, and it just ruins the whole thing. Plus, just having all the views with distant horizons all the time would be pretty sick. Oh yeah, I got some horses down there, my cows. I think I have pigs over here. Oh, yep. I really need to get sheep. It's just that's the other challenge to this area. When I spawned in, there were a few sheep, but I killed them because I needed food. And there's not grass to make wheat. There's not really, I don't know if there's any basic villages, but I couldn't find any. There is. So it was pretty hard, like the first, I don't know how long. For a while, it was really hard playing on this world because just being in the Badlands, the terrain is super steep, and you take a lot of fall damage. Just overall, the hardest start I've had. That's why I kind of just started building and getting comfortable before I decided to go do the Ender Dragon and stuff like that. I think I've only gone to the Nether one time. Oh wait, one more thing I want to show. Little cactus farm, not the most efficient thing, but figured it would come in handy. And then you can set it to turn it all into bone meal. So, okay, it is cool. Actually, I just had it switched to bone meal. And I've only been playing for a few hours. But then I switched it back. Over 2.5 stacks of cactus. That's pretty good. And my portal is just right over here. Nothing crazy. I need to find dripstone too, so I can start a lava farm. I did see a way to do it quicker. Set it up with spawning in water. I guess the tick makes the lava drop instantly. But yeah, lava farm would be nice for fuel. I'll come back to this spot one more time, see if the moon's lined up. Honestly, that's kind of a cool view too. Although I'm walking backwards, it's just messing with me. Only I knew how to take a screenshot. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up on that. Probably gonna get to working on that area off to the side more tomorrow. Then I think I'm probably gonna try and record that while I do it. So yeah, I am brand new to this. This is the first time I've ever recorded. I just learned how to use OBS Studio, but trust the process. I've had like friends and friends of friends that I've played with, and they said it looked like a professional Minecrafter built some of this stuff. So I figured I should just give it a shot. I've always wanted to, and I mean, if at some point I could make this into, I guess, a career, that would be pretty cool. I'd love to be my own boss, and just really create worlds that I want to build all day long. I actually was having a little debate when I started this world about whether or not the outside cities would be part of a country in an alliance with this, or if they'd be rivals, or like set up like evil castle or something like that. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I think I might also try and make the natural rivers wider so that they can fit boats through, which would be quite a project. Right now I'm really only looking to play like 2 to 5 hours a day, so that would be a lot of work. But that would be one of the advantages of doing this as my job, is I would actually be able to commit a lot of time to doing what I really enjoy. Like, oh geez, watch where I'm walking. Like this area right here is probably a good width for ships to come through. I'm not even sure what kind of ships I'm going to build yet. I don't know if they're going to be like, I guess I could do like pirate ships and Asian style ships as well. I don't think I'm going to make any ships from the show, unless maybe I put like the Sunny or the Going Merry at one of the docks. Yeah, I think that would be a good width for rivers. See, now I'm going through the challenges of spawning in this area again, so I have to climb all the way up every single time. This is why elytra is like even more necessary for this world. I'll get up this way. So, like I said, the inside of here, if you've watched One Piece, there's Water 7. Hello. And I think I'm going to try and set it up kind of like Water 7 on the inside of here, but in like Wano styling. So building more like Wano, but then just like how Water 7, you have like the, I don't know what you call it, the piers and the ports all set up. But I think I'm gonna end it right here. Thank you for checking it out, and I'll see you next time.